Hey guys, it is your girl Renny and I am in a new setting, okay? We are making this my filming room. We're currently on the floor because it is a work in progress. I thought it was
really comfortable.
Yeah, I thought it literally was gonna be like a day process, and I'm currently looking at a whole bunch of shit that's still in this room. I haven't found the perfect chairs. I was like Goodwill hunting, and yeah, there were not 2 chairs that can set up, but ideally I'd like 2 chairs so I can have my guests here, a little decor piece in the back, something cute. But for now, this is what we're working with. This is Shariah, my girl. Okay, we've been working on this video idea for a while now. Shariah is someone I met through my experience at Equinox, and honestly, one of the best pieces I took away from Equinox was this girl and our friendship. So we would have like 10 to 15 minute spurts of conversation, and I could just tell she was a dope individual just by that, but we never really got the chance to sit down and talk until we hung out for the first time. And I was like, this girl woke. Like, she almost as woke as me. Like, oh my god. And we just had so many great conversations, and one of them being about our struggles as Black women. And I was like, we need to share this. Hello, we need to talk about it. We need to share it. Let the people know. Let the people know.
Because it's not just, I know for a fact it's not just us going through this kind of stuff. So,
and for a while I thought I was, because I grew up not having a lot of Black friends. When I lived in Queens, it was so diverse. But in my friend group, I'm just thinking about it now, I had an Armenian girl, my best friend Nairi, Julian Chica, he's Colombian, Christian, he was Filipino, and then and then Ari was Korean. So it was very diverse mix, but I didn't have another Black girl.
Right.
I didn't have another Black person in my friend group. And then I moved here, and then my whole friend group was just a whole bunch of white kids. So for a very long time, I had no one to relate to on this, and And until I started watching Jada Pinkett's show, I was like, I'm the only one. You know, Jada Pinkett talks a lot about what we're about to talk about today, and a lot of things that just hit home for me. And I was like, I relate to that so much. And I want to share that with you guys. I want you guys to be able to relate to the stuff we talk about. I haven't talked about race or racism, I feel like, in 3 years on my channel, really, until I haven't like sat down and talked about it. I talked about growing up where I did in Fairfield County and how that really affected me. I haven't really talked about it since, so I think this is a good conversation. Open up.
Down for it. I think it's interesting because I'm new to Fairfield County, and so seeing just the difference in the neighborhood that I grew up in, and then the neighborhood that I like put myself in, yeah, I'm ready to talk about that too.
Yeah,
because it's been a lot of different.
I mean, we're both from the city. If y'all don't know, I was born in the city, and then we moved to Queens maybe like a year or 2 after I was born. So I've been living in New York up until about 5th grade. But Shariah's move was just more recently.
It was recent. So I am born and raised in New York. People are gonna tell me I'm not from New York City, but I'm from Mount Vernon. I can walk to the Bronx from my house, like across the street. I grew up a city girl. So yeah, and I just recently moved here last year, so it's been a cool transition.
Yeah, I feel like people can say that to me too, like me growing up in Queens. That's a borough like, outside of the city.
Right.
But like, nah, I grew up going to castings, getting on the Pennsylvania, I forgot what that's even called. The Pennsylvania line? It's not the Metro North. Metro North is here. And it's not the Long Island line.
Okay, I was thinking that.
It's the one that goes into Penn Station from Queens. Always on the train, always like, I can go, you can put me in a spot in the city and I'll almost like know where I am. Like, so I consider myself a city girl. Okay, we ain't out here. It's 203. It is the 917. Okay, all right. So I kind of have a list here. We thought about some things. It's not really that planned out, so please bear with us.
We're gonna get through it though. Okay?
We're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it. So, growing up as a young black girl.
Okay,
let's talk about
you want to start there?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
All right, let's do it.
So, let's start with, did you have your father in your life?
So I lost my dad when I was 8.
Okay.
But he was completely active up until that time, until he passed.
So, okay,
yeah.
Okay, lost as in he passed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Up until that time, he was just always around.
But were your parents together?
No.
Okay.
They were not together. So my mom was with my stepdad for like a good chunk of that time. They're still together, my mom and my stepdad. As far as I can remember, they were just like co-parenting, and it seemed like the best situation because I never saw them fight. I've never seen anything negative on either side from my parents, so it was great. And then I just got the gift of a stepdad as well, so it's like it was kind of the ideal situation if your parents aren't together. So I feel like I was very, very blessed in that situation.
Yeah, that's awesome because it's really hard to co-parent. My parents just recently have gotten a good enough relationship where they can communicate without hating each other. So I think that's awesome that you had that. It is. I think I had a pretty blessed life for not having a dad myself. Like, so breakdown. My dad was never in my life. My godfather told me, like, he was like, yeah, you can have the baby, like, I'll be there. Like, whatever you choose, I'll be there. And so when my mom chose, it was basically, my godfather, like, laughs about it. He was like, second she said, it was like, click. It was like, never saw him again, okay? So I was very blessed in the fact that I had my godfather. If you guys don't know, you've probably seen my godfather on my channel before. My godfather and my mom actually used to date. And they were dating years before I was born. Things didn't work out, but because they loved each other so much as individuals, they decided to be best friends for life, and she made him my godfather. He was there for me from the start. He was in the delivery room. He took me to my first and only father-daughter dance. Every time I call, he's there for me. So I definitely have to say, although my father wasn't in my life for the first like 15 years of it, I'm sorry, my cat's just doing a whole bunch of foolery back there.
Okay, you want a piece of me? Huh? Yeah. How do you like that, little pussy? Come on. Yeah. Yeah, come on.
So cartwheels. Okay.
But I do have to say I'm fortunate in that way because I still had a man to look up to and a man that took care of me whenever I needed him to, even though he wasn't in the household.
Right.
I feel like a lot of girls don't have that, you know? They have the dad that's absent and they just have the mom to look up to and not really give them that, you know, power to my single mothers out there, okay? Because my mom did it.
That's a fact.
But there's some things a man can give a little girl that a woman can't.
That's true.
So glad I had my godfather for that. But growing up without a dad is hard, you know, because I was in the Girl Scouts and I used to always see the dads picking up the little girls from Girl Scouts and you know, being chaperones on our school trips. And my mom was working so much sometimes she couldn't even be a chaperone herself. But I do feel blessed in that way, and I give my heart out to all the girls who are growing up without a father and have no one else to look up to.
Getting it done.
And
pulling through.
And pulling through. My godfather said something to me the other day when I was breaking down to him on the phone that really shook me. And he was like, Renny, you need to stop for a second and be proud of yourself. Because with the cards that you were dealt as a child, you could have come out a mess. And you didn't. And when he said that, I was like fighting my tears. I was fighting them shit. I was like,
You're right. That's something to consider though, because I think a lot of times we do get caught up in just like how overwhelming life can be for us. And it's like you don't take a step back and just think about it.
Yeah.
Like the other day,
you made it here.
The other day I was like having a little quarter life crisis, which I have every other week. just thinking about everything, post-grad life and relationships, and when you pick me up and you're like, you look so mad, because I'm still thinking about something that happened to me last night. And I'm just like, nah, you gotta take a step back and just think about certain things you were able to experience, people you were able to meet, places where you came from, whether it be like emotionally, financially, like sometimes you do have to like humble yourself and just take a step back and be like, all right,
even in
really are blessed. Like,
even in my fitness journey, I'll get down on myself and then I'll look at pictures of myself and I'm so skinny and think about what a wrecked mindset I had with food and with training, and now how I'm slowly getting to a very healthy place in relationship with both my training and eating, because for a long time I wasn't eating, and then I would go train and then my body would be eating the muscle because it had nothing else to fuel the workout. But then I was getting a whole bunch of praise from my father, modeling agencies, photographers. So a lot of the times I just have to bring myself back to a different time. Be like, hey, you're here now. All right, let's see what else. Okay. So we both got the curls today. The curls. I also want to talk about not knowing what to do with our hair.
Ooh. I could give a whole rundown,
girl,
of their hair journey, just start to finish. Like,
you have a different hair journey than me, too, because this is all my hair, but for a long time I didn't know what to do with it. But you experiment with other people's hair and everything like that, which I think is really cool that I've never dipped into. So you go ahead and take it away with that.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so I don't know, should I like start from the beginning?
I mean, we're talking about childhood, so
let's. All right. So, of course, as a child, you're natural. You don't really do a lot with your hair. You do little bobos and stuff, or like you get some braids in. So I actually had my first like chemical treatment. I had to be like 7.
Wow.
Like so early, and like there are pictures. You'll see the pictures that. Like my hair was really like kinky, and then I got it like straightened for like a graduation, and it was like down here. So like you'll see those in the pictures, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, your hair!" And I'm just like, I can never imagine doing that to my 7 or 8 year old. Like just being like, "Hey, just so that you have straight hair for one day, let's chemically process it and make it." So that everyone sees the length, you know?
So I've never had a perm before, but I've heard from friends that it's very painful on the scalp. Is that true?
It wasn't painful for me. I grew up having, my sister would do my hair, or my mom would take me to like the Dominicans to get my hair done.
Dominicans, no.
They were really good in that I didn't lose any hair, like I didn't lose any length, but I lost like the volume, you know, and the bounce, and like curls never came back because you know it's a chemical process. It's something you have to keep up with, and if not, it starts to look real crazy. It starts to look crazy. Like you'll have some straight, and then like you got the curlies. Like it's a mess. And I remember being in middle school and high school and still fighting with that hair thing, and at this point I was doing my own hair, so I was still relaxing my hair, and I was making sure I was doing it the best way possible. So like I'm still damaging my hair, but I'm trying to find a better way to do it. Which like
trying to find as the least amount of damage as possible, but we're still damaging.
We're still damaging. So it's like, what are you doing? At the end of the day, you're still doing this process. And then it took me a long time to just get over it. And then I remember when I started college, I was like, who's gonna like do my hair? Like, I'm not gonna be able to go to the Dominicans as often. I live in a predominantly white town now, so I know for a fact I'm not finding anybody. They have like, you go to the grocery store and there's like an ethnic hair care section,
like a whole section, like in the back,
right.
in the back.
And the thing is, it wasn't even like a section. It was like
it was like a strip. We got the can too,
and it had the pink lotion that you like. Nobody had used pink lotion since 2005, and like it was still on the shelf. This like wax stuff, like just things that like as we got older we learned wasn't like good for our hair. And so I had twists in my hair when I came back, or I had braids or something like that, and I remember taking them out, and my friends helped me take it out. And they were like locking on my real hair, so I had to break a lot of my real hair off. And that's the moment I decided I was going natural. I was like, I'm not dealing with this ever again. And so I learned how to braid my own hair. So like every time you see me with like my long braids, I was doing that myself.
Yo, you should see these braids. That's impressive.
I was doing it myself.
Girl, you want to braid
twist
my hair?
out? Yeah, of course.
I'll literally pay you.
I can braid. I got you.
Since I asked you, where do I get my hair braided?
I'm one of those people. You're gonna hate this. I'm one of those people who can do hair but doesn't like to do hair.
I know. Whenever someone has a secret talent,
they don't like
they
to do
never
it.
like to do it.
I'm like, it takes hours, and like when it's me and it's my hair, I'm like, all right, I can do the front and the back and put it in the bun and run the work, and you know. But on somebody else, you got to be doing it and be like focused that day. So yeah, started doing my braids, started doing my twist outs. Learned how to crochet, like do the crochet braids.
I'm gonna close this so he can't get back in.
Hello? Oh, hey, kitty. Come on, give me your best shot.
So yeah, I just okay. Take a sip of mine for both of us.
I didn't even have a sip.
Do you want some?
Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw that. You probably did, because I can see my hair picking up the ice.
So yeah.
Goddamn.
So yeah, I just like learned how to take care of my hair, which was a really interesting process because
another ice cube in my ass. All right,
you kind of like you fight with yourself because there's this ideal look you want for your hair, and it doesn't help that you'll be, at the time that I was in college, it was so big for the naturals to be on YouTube and talking about the things they did to their hair.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
Oh, we can get there too, because
it's been big.
It was so big, and then it took me a long time to realize that some of these girls, and this is no shade, but like some of the girls had clip-ins or like
a whole weave, a whole wig, a whole wig
that were just so like beautiful and blessed that it looked like it was growing from the root. Like it looked like so good. And you fight with that because you see this on social media, and you're like, dang, like I'm trying to get my hair to that's goals, and then you realize that sometimes you look at things as goals and they're not real. They're not real.
And that's something that I can never spot out. But like, I'll be like sending my best friend Sophie these pictures. I'm like, yo, she got beautiful hair. She's like, that's a wig. I'm like, you sure? That's a wig. I'm like, how do you know? She's like, I know. That's this wet and wavy. That's right.
No, sis, girl, I'm telling you, it's like so much, and it can be any style. Like anything. Even the most like craziest hairstyle, you'll look at it and like sometimes it could be a wig.
Yeah.
Like they've gotten so good at making it. So like I said, it's no shade. They've gotten so good at making it. But when you're looking at it, especially if you're new to the natural community, you start to compare yourself.
And it's disheartening.
It is. And so for a long time, my hair was kind of short. And so I just kept braiding it and braiding it and braiding it. And then my hair got really big. I loved it. And I'll show you pictures. And I had this big puff, and I was just
We'll put them up on the screen.
I was in everybody's face, like, head, like, I was just doing the most. And then I, like, got really, oh my gosh, I had a moment.
Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Okay, so you know how, like, people will dye their hair after a breakup?
Oh, yeah.
I had one of those.
Oh, okay.
And my dumb ass, instead of just going to get some extensions and do some blue braids or something, I dyed my real hair. And so, yeah, I dyed my real hair, and I was taking care of it, but then it still got damaged.
Yeah.
So I ended up, like, starting all over. And, like, one morning I just got up and I was like, you know what? Time to start over. Boom, 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 boom. And then I had a short little cut for a while, and now my hair is, like, blossomed again. So, like, I feel more content.
Yeah.
And now it's like, now that I've been through the whole thing where I'm watching other people on social media, and then I'm listening to people in real life and see what they're doing with their hair, now going back into this journey where I want my hair to be, I don't even care about length anymore, but I care about health. I'm more, like, secure now. Like, I feel more confident in my hair and the styles that I choose. And it's been an amazing journey. It's been really long. Yeah. But, like, your journey with your hair goes on and on and on and on. So it's like forever until you lose that shit. Yeah. And hopefully we don't lose nothing out here.
I hope, like, I'm just big and gray.
Yeah,
like, I'll
be down for that too. But yeah, it's a long journey, and for me it started when I was 8. Yeah. And I'm 23 now. So it's like, even that little bit of, it's a little bit of time when you consider it, but it's like I've been through so much hair-wise. That was really interesting.
So, as you guys know, my mom's a single mom. She Asian as hell. All right, ain't got no black in her. And so I grew up with her doing my hair, doing what she gathered. There was no YouTube, there was no how-to, DIY, none of that. All right, so she got the Fructis, she got the whole line. She got the leave-in condition, she got the putty paste, and she just would do my hair every night. I would shower and she would shower my head, and then we'd go out into the kitchen and I'd sit down and she'd brush out my whole head. But there were times where my mom just didn't know what to do. Like, there was a time where I had the biggest mat in my head, in the back of my head, and she just did not know what to do. We drove from Queens to Brooklyn to my Uncle Willie?
Which uncle?
We haven't spoken to him in years, so
on to the next.
We went to his apartment in Brooklyn. I swear I was over that tub with my neck like this for about 3 hours, and he got that shit out. But just little things like that, like, and I grew up being tormented about my hair. I went to a Catholic school when I was little, in kindergarten, until I think like 2nd grade. And my mom was paying for the school, and after a while she was like, I'm not gonna be paid for you to be made fun of. It went from K to 12. The only other race that I knew in that school was my Korean best friend Nari, and my church buddy. Apparently all the girl church buddies were taken, so I got the one light-skinned boy to be my church buddy, and those were the only 2 non-white people in my school. They called me Chewbacca. They said, Renny, we can't see because of your hair. And when I was little, like, my hair had girth. Like, it was like high and all around. So I blocked some people's vision, all right? Like, we get it. But there was a point where my mom was like, I'm just not gonna pay for a school that you're coming home crying from every night. So jump from there, and we moved here to Connecticut. Goddamn. Like I said, all of my friends were white. They did not have curly hair. They were not Jewish. They were white, blonde hair, brunette, whatever it may be, it was straight. And I was the best friend of the pretty girl who everyone liked.
Gotcha.
I was not blonde. I did not have blue eyes. My hair was not straight. And that bugged me for a while. So much so that I would straighten my hair every day. So much so to when I started making money, I would save up $60 to get a blowout down the street from my Dominicans.
They be hooking it up.
Bro, I was in middle school and high school saving up money to get my hair straightened. Would not go into a pool. I was not working out at the time. I would not play in gym. Like, if it's raining, pull the car around. It ain't happening. It ain't happening.
I feel it. I feel it.
And just up until recently, where my gym schedule has been so crazy, it just doesn't make sense for me to straighten my hair. Still to this day, if I didn't work out as much as I do, I would straighten my hair just because it's easy. I wake up and I can go.
Right.
No, she's got other plans once I wake up. She's got other plans. So it's just this constant battle with my hair, and it's kind of also has to do with society's perception of Black women's hair, because for a while, if you were frizzy, you were unprofessional in the workplace. Now, curls for the girls and curls this, curly hair killers, like the whole nine. And it's weird to me because I grew up with such a sense of self-doubt because of my curls that it's being so celebrated now. But it'll still be celebrated, and I'm still like, but you don't know the time, like the money, the products that go into all of this, like. But I'm at a point in my life where I don't wish I had straight hair. A majority of my life, I wished for straight hair. But now I'm like, I can do both. Y'all can't do both. Y'all can curl your hair, but you won't get these curls. And I still have a messed up curl pattern. I'm just getting it back because you saw my hair was in braids. That's how I get this look. But I haven't gotten to a place with my hair that I can like get out of the shower and style it and go. It's still very damaged. It's still like very frizzy and straight at the ends. So we're working on it.
Yeah. Like I said, the hair thing is a journey that's forever. For as long as you have hair on your head, and as long as there are styles and trends and just different ways. Because like now the style, like the trend, I guess, is like wigs. So like people are slaying wigs and like making it look so lit. So it's like that's the thing. And then in a couple years, it's like it'll be something else. You know. So it's just like it's a constant thing. And then I think the one thing that helped me through was just not wanting, like, getting more comfortable with styles that I know fit me.
Yes.
And then
not trying to just be that Black girl.
Right. So I'm just like, you know what? The whole
lace fit your face, that fit your your style, fit your mood.
Exactly. That just go with you. And once you're there, and once you like find your own place within the hair movement, you're good. Yeah, you're good. Because then you only look at people, you only want to follow people who are on the same path as you. Yeah. You would only want to follow people who are also having damage and like are trying to help their hair, because it motivates you to get there. Yeah. So finding your place within the hair movement, I think, is the best solution for all of it.
What do you feel about like the movement of all these curly girls just shaving their shits?
Yo, let me just tell y'all, I got a weird ass head under all of this.
Bro, I got a big dome. And it don't even matter what's under this. The fact that it's huge.
That's it. I'm sorry.
I wish I could do it. I could never. I don't think I'll ever get to a place where my hair won't mean that much to me. Yeah.
I'm not there yet either.
I'm not there yet.
I'm not there. Not at all. Yeah. I feel like I got to that point, but even then I didn't go all the way. I still kept it.
I chopped 9 inches and then I was like, shit.
I kept it short enough.
Once it curled up after the blowout, I was like, no.
I can't. But I give it to people who can pull it off. It looks good. Like my friend recently buzzed her hair. Yeah. Looks great. Yeah. Amazing. And
my best friend Sophie, she's got a small ass head. Short hair.
Right. I wish.
I worked to me. Yo, I got the dome piece. It's just, it's not happening.
Mom and dad, like, what we all doing? What happened? Wait.
It's not what happened. You see my parents, they got big ass heads. There ain't no way I was coming out with a small head.
Oh.
All right. So,
What's next?
I want to talk about us now.